Excellent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. We're gonna start with student representatives. Just a second. Those in person will go first. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shanoy Fraser, and I'll be highlighting various events that took place in Warren Harding High School throughout March. So, Harding hosted its first school play in the last 10 years. It was called She Killed Monsters. This production was held on March 13th and 14th. Throughout the plot, it emphasized accepting differences, being compassionate, and anti bullying. The play was a huge hit with a large turnout and is the start of annual productions at Harding. It was utterly amazing to see my schoolmates read the efforts that went into planning and coordinating this production. On March 14, Harding HOSA, Health Occupation Students of America, traveled to Waterbury Career Academy to compete in Connecticut State Leadership Conference. Over 30 students were in attendance and competed in different events. We competed against many high schools in Connecticut, and 8 of our students placed as state finalists. These competitive events are first in epidemiology, second in health career photography, first and third in nursing assisting, third in nutrition, second in prepared speaking, third in sports medicine, and third in behavioral health. As state finalists, they can advance to HOSA's International Leader Conference, where they can compete against other students across the country. For seniors, Harding has organized a decision day for students who are planning to enroll in a 4 year university, community college, trade school, or the military. This will be held on May 1st as this is dedicated to National Decision Day. Essentially, it is a celebration for whatever pathway that our seniors are embarking on for their future. Bobby Brown, who is the president of the Greater Bridgeport NAACP, will be the special guest speaker. There will be a special slideshow showcasing each senior's favorite pictures and their future plans. On, Ap- on April 2nd from 5:30 to 9 p.m., Harding will host a spring dance with the theme of blooming. Tickets will be on sale for $5. The dance signifies the arrival of spring and allows students to socialize more with one another to build school spirit. Recently, Harding lost a dear teacher who passed away. Her name was Miss Maloney. Miss Maloney had a significant impact on our school. Our students have organized a memorial board to honor the memories that we had of her as we cope with the grief that this situation has brought. Also, a scholarship is being created in her honor. If anyone wishes to contribute, you can contact Harding High School. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Central High School.
Okay. Good afternoon, members of the Bridgeport Board of Education and Interim Superintendent Dr. Royce. My name is Christian Bika, and I am a 12th grader representing Central High School. I'd like to provide some additional updates on current activities and progress at our school. Spring sports officially began today, with students participating in baseball, track, and softball. We're excited to see strong involvement as the season gets underway. Academically, our school is continuing to develop career pathway opportunities for students with a growing focus on the arts and education. Particularly, this is being done in connection with public service pathways. Students and underclassmen are also preparing for upcoming standardized testing, including the SAT and PSAT scheduled for April 16th. We are currently looking forward to the University of Connecticut's Acceptance Day, which will be on March 25th, and that is
Those
in
are the
our
two things on our
auditorium.
schedule. It's Joyce and then sitting back
You have
down
to,
to look at
excuse me,
priorities.
online, you have to mute.
All right, and that will be our Yukon Acceptance Day, which is on March 25th in our auditorium, when a representative and counselor will visit our school to personally congratulate and recognize students who have been accepted. On March 30th, we'll be recognizing two of our students, Yohalis Guzman and Donnie Charles, at an Arts Award event in Southington for their outstanding achievements in theater and the arts. In terms of student leadership, we recently held class elections for the class of 2027, with positions like president, vice president, treasurer, and social media managers being elected. Additionally, we have launched a new Student Leadership Council at Central to further encourage student voice and involvement in our school's decision-making. Throughout this month, we continue to celebrate Women's History Month. Alongside this, we have continued hosting presentations focused on the dangers of drunk driving to promote student safety and awareness. Looking ahead, on March 31st, we will be welcoming a group from the Hartford Academy of the Arts who will be performing for our students. Their presentation will center around making positive choices and using the arts as a form of expression and education. Next Saturday, this Saturday, our AP Science students will also be participating in the Physics Mock Olympiad at Yale University under the guidance of science teacher Mrs. Jill Vitale. Finally, our classes have been invited to attend an upcoming NAACP-hosted debate between Howard University and Yale University in New Haven on April 2nd. This provides students with a valuable opportunity to engage with high-level academic discussion and knowledge of civic practice. Thank you for your continued support.
Thank you both. Let's see. Okay, Aki Kishani Allen. I see Kishani.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Education. My name is Kishani Allen. I'm a senior at BMA, and I am proud to share recent updates from the Bridgeport Military Academy. We are rapidly approaching the SAT and PSATs testing day, where all of our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders will be participating. To help us prepare, BMA students have been assigned Khan Academy and Reading Plus, which we've been using consistently to strengthen our skills and get ready for the exam. 2 weeks ago, we held our Quarter 2 award ceremony where nearly 60% of our students earned first or second honors. This shows how our cadets are working academically and how committed we are to excellence. On March 13th, we held our monthly company competition, which featured push-ups and volleyball. Charlie Company representing our Navy pathway, which is full of juniors and seniors, is currently leading all the companies. And as we move into our next round. On Tuesday, March 17th, our BMA's band and drill team proudly marched with the superintendent in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. It was a great opportunity to represent our school and demonstrate our discipline and teamwork to the community. Last Thursday, we hosted a PAC-sponsored multicultural night. There was great food, music, and nearly 100 parents, students, and family members in attendance. If you missed it, we encourage you to join us for our future events. Our school community always appreciates the support. We also have several important events coming up, which is Senior Picture Day, Tuesday, March 24th, a Save a Life tour, which is also March 24th for juniors and seniors. Our next company competition is April 2nd, and we have a Navy military ball April 24th. Thank you for continuing to support the Bridgeport Military Academy. We are looking forward to sharing even more accomplishments in the months ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. All right, we're gonna move on to public comment. We have D. Crawford Tyner, sorry. Tyner, sorry about that. You can click the microphone and then you have 2 minutes.
Good evening, Bridgeport Board of Ed members, parents, leaders, and all who are here for the best concern for a better life for our children. My name is Diane Crawford Tyner. I'm a resident of Bridgeport since 1981, and I am a Bridgeport parent leader. I am a 1998 graduate of the Parent Leadership Training Institute, Bridgeport's first graduating class. I'm a proud parent of a Central Magnet and Aquaculture High School graduate who's now a doctor. Thank you. I stand before you as a staff member of a community organization that is a strong partner with the Diaper Bank of Connecticut, that's GBAP. The diaper bank has a serious concern about the availability of menstrual products to our young people while in school. It is the law. Connecticut's menstrual equity law, PA 23-16, Section 10, effective September 1, 2024, states, requires public school districts to provide free menstrual products to students in grades 3 through 12. Products must be stocked in all women's restrooms, all gender bathrooms, and at least one men's restroom. The staff of the diaper bank has done extensive outreach, 3 to 4 rounds of outreach in the city of Bridgeport, but there's still much to do. They have gone to the district level and to individual schools. Yes, the diaper bank has been successful in onboarding 9 of the city's schools, but that's just not good enough for our children. Since this program began in 2024, they have partnered with over 400 schools across the state and have distributed over 5 million period products. Some of the school systems they're collaborating with in our surrounding area are Stratford, West Haven, New Haven, Norwalk, and Shelton. This program is of no cost to the city. The program is funded through the Connecticut Department of Public Health. The diaper bank will handle the ordering, shipping, and delivery of all participating schools and will assist each school with setting up. The goal is to have the following Bridgeport schools onboarded before the end of the 2026 calendar year, and they are Bassick, Central, Harding, Blackwright, Roosevelt, Barnum, Bryant, Columbus, Curiel, Howland, Hooker, Madison, Marin, Reed, Waltersville, and Winthrop. We trust that you see the importance of this program and look forward to get it underway as soon as possible. As you know, all aspects of our children's healthcare is important, and any reliable partner that will help us achieve it is a big positive step towards equitable healthcare benefits. I can provide the contact person information at the Diaper Bank of Connecticut who will assist in the implementation of this program, important program. I respectfully submit this request into tonight's Board of Ed minutes to be reviewed and approved as soon as possible. I thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Leave it on.
Okay.
Mr. Joseph DeGroat.
Good evening, Board of Education members, Superintendent, Central Office staff. As you can tell, I do not stand up and speak often. So it must be something very pressing. The superintendent reported in a elementary roundtable that we had that there were 10 open art and music positions. As I am starting my 34th year here, I have tried to accommodate as many people as I can, but I have a full load of classes and I don't have any power that a supervisor would have. So I would implore you, please, I know it's budget crunches, I know it's this, I know it's that. I would implore you that that number of 10 is going to go up. If I am getting emails from other districts asking my 34-year-old body to be in their district, these younger teachers that are in our districts right now are going to be flocking to those places. So I would implore you to think about putting a music and art supervisor back in place so that younger teachers have somewhere to go, younger teachers have somewhere to hold on to. And I will continue to do what I can do, but I cannot keep the department afloat. I thank you for listening to me tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Groat. Lastly, David Hertz.
Hi there. David Hertz. I live on Noble Avenue in Bridgeport. I've been in Bridgeport for about 6 years. I was actually substitute teaching a couple weeks ago. We had a lockdown drill, and it occurred to me that our kids are probably much more likely to get hurt by a gun at home than they are by anything that happens in school. And back in 2019, as part of the Safe Gun Storage Act, the state of Connecticut said schools may provide firearm safety to their students. And I'm just here to encourage you to consider doing that, is to actually let kids, they're much more likely, I think, to see a gun at home and not know what to do with it and pick it up inadvertently and someone getting hurt that way than they are something happening in school. And I think it behooves us to think about just teaching them what to do. If you see one, tell an adult, go away, always treat a gun like it's loaded. The basic safety that every gun owner knows, but our kids don't necessarily do. And I think it's a matter of agency as well. I think we keep them in fear. And we need to give them some sense of control over the things in their lives. And I think this is one way to do it. So I urge this board to consider whether it's a paid program or a volunteer program. The difficulty is actually getting staffing cleared to get into the schools. As you know, all of the things you have to do to be a substitute teacher, right? We have to get the background checks, and even if you've got volunteers who want to do this, we need to give them a pathway in so that they can have a conversation with our students and make them safer, both at home and at school. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all our speakers for coming out. Next on the agenda is firstly, just to put in record, Ms. Brooks Jennings and Mr. Daniels have joined the meeting online, and in person, Mr. Traber and Mr. Benjamin Grajales. The next item is the approval of meeting minutes from the regular meeting on March 9th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve them? Moved by Mr. Traber, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Benahan. All in favor, let's say aye. Online, you have to do a voice vote, so.
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Daniels, Ms. Jennings,
Aye.
in person? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Ayes have it. Next up is my report. I just have two things to report that the board has completed. We had a training last Monday as a board with our new legal counsel from Shipman and Goodwin, and it was mostly different scenarios that maybe this board has faced or other boards, and how we as a board members can work to solve some issues that we might be having. I think it was a very informative session, and we look forward to working with our new council in the future, and possibly more trainings similar to that would be helpful as well. We also have passed a few items to move ourselves forward in kind of the guidelines that the state has required for us, including identifying what committees the board has, and also creating a civility code for the board. And so some of those policies have passed in the last board meeting on the 9th. So we look forward to continuing that progress. Additionally, I do not have anything else to report from the state, but I know that the deputy commissioner, he did reach out to me regarding our progress, and he's gonna formalize an email back to me this week. So I'll forward it to you once I have it. That's all I have for the updates. If there's any questions from board members, I'll take that now. Seeing none, we'll move on to committee reports. The operations committee has not met since the last board meeting. Our next meeting is on April 1st. April Fool's Day. No jokes on that day, guys. All right. We're gonna have a meeting on April 1st. That's next Wednesday. So we'll meet at City Hall at room 305 at 5:30 as normal. I'll take any referrals at this time. Mr. Sakalovic, microphone on,
I'm assuming.
microphone on,
Not already.
microphone on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, if it's not already being done, I'd like to have at least a preliminary idea of some strategies to get this budget down. I mean, this potential shortfall down. It's-
Seeing no other referrals, I'll move on to the Instruction Support Services Committee. Mr. Traber.
The Instruction and Sport Services Committee is meeting Wednesday. We did not meet last month, so our next meeting will be Wednesday, and all I have to offer.
Any referrals? Thanks,
Mr. Chair, you still got the prior referrals I give you? Thank you.
The Policy Committee, Mr. Woodson.
Policy Committee met in March. We had a productive meeting. The next meeting is April 15th, I think. And I'll take any referrals.
I think your next meeting is the 8th, second Wednesday, right?
Second?
Yeah. I think you're the 8th.
Okay, second, April 8th, I'm sorry.
Any referrals? Mr. Sakalovic.
Yeah, not so much a referral, but whatever policies they bring before us, could they be actually vetted to make sure we don't have to have a 3-hour meeting going through them to get them involved with the law. So we shouldn't, if it's providing us with documents, we shouldn't have to seek legal counsel. I mean, it should be a given that everything is actually been properly vetted.
All right, seeing no other questions, we'll go to our ad hoc committees. I think the only one that's met is Mr. Traver's committee on advocacy.
The ad hoc committee on ad hoc advocacy committee met last Thursday. We had explored 2 dates for meeting with our legislative delegation. We have settled on April 18th, the April 28th, the March 28th date was not going to work for the majority of the delegation. So we settled on April 18th. We are meeting again this Thursday to work on the details of that meeting. That meeting will be Thursday at 6 o'clock in room 305. We also have a couple other events happening coming up in April. Not clear yet what's going to happen on tax day, but we're looking at doing some sort of event on tax day, April 15th. I say it that way because we just learned today that the speaker takes the week off that week. There are some school districts out that week versus the week we're out. And that happens to be the week his child's school is not in session, so he goes away. We're looking at perhaps doing something locally for tax day. There's also the following week, Bridgeport Day up in Hartford.
April 22nd.
Thank you. So we'll be planning those events. And we have, as I said, the meeting with the Bridgeport Legislative Delegation on April 18th. That's a Saturday morning. We're looking to do that at the Central Library at this point. We have almost all of the delegation committed to be there. One member of the delegation, Representative Stastrom's child, also appears to be on the alternative schedule for vacation. So I'm not sure he'll be there, but I told him we would arrange a different meeting for him and his constituents, which is the Black Rock area, South End, West End. So, And we had a very good meeting this past week on Thursday with a good showing, good turnout. And we're still building on that. I think the most exciting thing has been that last week there were two different organizations proffering proposals on how to increase the amount of education cost sharing money. The first that opened on Monday was the Speaker and the representatives of the House that offered $100 to $150 million. Some say as high as $180 million of the governor's money. That is to say, money that the governor had put in his package for other purposes. The director of CCM suggested that they should have offered $500 million of the governor's money. So obviously there's a great deal of leeway there. And then Mr. Sokolovic and I attended, and I believe Mr. Nakwo is attending or has attended the state and school and state finance projects webinar, where they were proposing to take that same amount of money and spend it differently, neither of which is adequate at all for our purposes, but it is a reflection that everybody and their brother and sister are trying to figure out how to get more money for ECS. If you recall last year, nobody wanted to talk about ECS. Now everybody wants to talk about ECS, including the governor, who said, sure, I'll talk to anybody about ECS. So now we just need to get them to talk about more money for ECS, because it's not nearly enough yet. But we're in a whole different environment than we were a year ago. Everybody wants to talk about ECS. Now we need to get them to talk about a lot more money for ECS. So we're in a good place. We just gotta raise the stakes. And that's what we're trying to do in the next 6 weeks, is raise the stakes. So good position we're in.
Oh, referrals?
Ready? Yeah, great. Just local portion, they're ready to drop the city budget any minute now. And schedule, we should have something around that.
I believe that we are getting the mayor's dropping his portion tonight. The mayor is presenting his budget tonight, and we are expecting that once the mayor's budget is presented tonight, the council will lay out its schedule, which will include a public hearing. Obviously, our break is the 5th through the 15th. No, not 15th, sorry. I don't have my schedule right in front of me. Let me get my
6 through 10.
10, thank you. And so I would expect that the hearing would be after that. There was one year where the council tried to schedule it the same week as our break, but that was quickly shot down and they rescheduled it. I don't expect the council to pull a stunt like that this year. I think the council is trying to work with us, so I would expect the councils to be one of those 2 middle weeks in April that we were just discussing. So that will also be, it's going to be a very busy April. And that we should know in the next week or so. Before, I think, our spring break, we will know when the council is planning its public hearing for the education budget.
Thank you. All right, seeing no other hands, I do want to take back something. Mr. Woodson, your committee should meet the 15th because the 8th will be on spring break. So unless there's another date, but the 15th will probably be best. Moving on. Ms. Esther Mayor Jimenez, do you have a CABE report?
The CABE report is not that much different than last meeting, but I will say that they do have a training coming up. Hold on, I'm just pulling it up. Oh, it's about the education committee bills. It's scheduled for March 27 at noon. And that is all the updates I have from CABE.
Thank you. I do have to go back to the ad hoc committees. We do have one more ad hoc, and that's Mr. Benjamin Grajales for the facility master plan.
I don't have a report right now, but I believe I'm having for Mr. Joe Sokoloff. Can you please email me about your concerns? Can you please let me know so I can, start working with your concerns?
Mr. Skolnick?
Yeah. Okay, my referral to the committee is longstanding one since we've got the facilities master plan. We need to start looking at it, and it's especially important now with a potential $30 million in budget cuts because we need to know where we are. So far, it's only informing us of what's going to happen a couple of years from now. However, the last time we've had significant budget cuts going down in 2018, I believe it was, there was talk of merging two schools that was barely averted, and the budget deficit then was less than $10 million. So we're 3 times that. So school closures are potentially possible. So we need to be really informed about that and really responsible about how we go forward. I know it's going to make people nervous. I know people are going to get upset, but we got to do it in a methodical manner, whatever we are forced to do to our children.
Mr. Traber?
Going back to Ms. Esther Mara Jimenez's CABE report,
Wait, do we have anything else for the facility master plan?
sorry,
All right, seeing none, go ahead.
going back to the CABE report, I mentioned the various offers that popped up last week on the budget. I should say that the school and state finance proposal that was presented to us was a CABE webinar. So it was the proposal emanated from the school and state finance project, but the webinar was proffered by CABE to its membership. So it had some informal backing from CABE that it was offered to the CABE membership. And Lisa Hammersley, the director of School and State Finance Project, said the purpose of the webinar was to try and create some interest among the CABE membership in their way of, now they're spending the same amount of money as the speaker's proposal. It was, announced at the beginning of the week, $100,000 to $150,000 carved out of the governor's budget. That same range of money, but it was a different way of looking at it and had the tacit endorsement of CABE because CABE allowed them to present it. So.
Thank you. We will move on to the superintendent's report.
Madam Chair. Good evening, everyone. I have a couple of things I just kind of want to emphasize. First of all, I want to, thank our families, our staff, our students, and our community, especially students, for their advocacy. I think the advocacy that we've done this year alone has made a true, real driving impact on making sure Bridgeport is heard. We can't stop now. I mean, the momentum we have from our, on behalf of, the mayor's office, the Bridgeport delegation, some of the state representatives, some of the senators, they're hearing us right now. And we have, like you said, about 5 to 6 more weeks of work that we have to do. I do want to emphasize April 22nd is Bridgeport Day at the Capitol. From 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We're going to do a massive, trip to Hartford on behalf of the children of Bridgeport. And so my communication staff is going to be emphasizing and getting some additional information out to this community about how to get there. We would love to have you join us that day in Hartford. We have an opportunity for community organizations to set up tables around a portion of the area at the state capitol that we're going to be at to kind of showcase some of the great things happening within our community. And again, just give you a chance to really interact with some of our legislators about the need. And that's going to be right at the end of the session. But I think it's still a very powerful time of the year for us to kind of get together and work from there. I've heard so many, when I go out now to different, meetings and organizations around Connecticut, people are actually stopping and said, hey, we're hearing Bridgeport, keep doing what you're doing. And so I just can't stress enough, we're doing an outstanding job and we can't stop now. The other part of that, this month is board recognition month. And so I do want to make sure if you guys can join me again to recognize our Board of Ed. They've done a great job of trying to kind of keep the business, and stay focused on doing great things for kids. So I want you to kind of, help me give a round of applause to our board for board appreciation. And I'm going to end with, I think board chair talked a little bit about, the board workshop that we had last week. And the board met with our attorneys to talk about policy and policy development. And I think it was a really, really productive meeting to talk a little bit about, the policies that govern this district. And in that conversation, we talked about scenarios and things that may have happened in this district or other districts, and really giving the test up to our board to talk about their perspectives and how they felt about that and what they thought was good, bad, or indifference when it comes to addressing those policies. We have a new law firm, Shipman and Goodman, is working with the board and making sure policies are, adopted, and really made the recommendations of, when we're doing the policy and policy development, to take those policies as a group and not individualize those policies, because we have series of policies, 200 series, 300 series, 400, and so on. But in order to really understand the nuances of what policy does for districts, taking those policies in group perspectives and adopting them. And you'll see some of those things that's going to be on the agenda tonight. They come in large packages, and there's all different types of policies within those categories of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 series. And again, it's so important, to the work that we do or that my staff does, on the day-to-day, is those policy developments. And so again, I want to, emphasize and thank the board for really taking that by the horns and really driving it forward. Our next steps, we're building timelines, for policy updates for the community. We're working with CAVE and our legal counsel to really, and the policy committee, to really streamline those things. And then we're going to be able to provide updates to the community and to our leadership teams that governs, so that everybody understands that the way we do our business moving forward is based on how we develop these policies. And so a process of updating policies and communicating what those policies mean and training of those policies is what my staff, my executive team is going to be working on moving forward as well, so that everybody's clear on how that's done. And so I'll take any questions on those three areas. Anybody has any questions or referrals?
Any questions from board members? First, seeing none, we'll move on quickly. All right, we'll go to new business. Thank you, Dr. Avery. The first item of new business is discussion and possible action of the requested leave for pilgrimage for ABACA commencing on May 4th, 2026 through June 5th, 2026 under Article 6.12 of the BEA's collective bargaining agreement. Dr. Ciano.
Hi, good evening. We received a request from a teacher on March 11th that he has booked a trip to Mecca for a pilgrimage from May 4th to June 5th. Under the general leave in the BEA contract, this would be an unpaid leave. And if the employee wanted to use health benefits, the employee would have to pay 100% of the health benefits. So we're here tonight to answer any questions you have about the request for leave.
Seeing no questions, is there a motion?
Motion to
Motion
to approve the requested leave for pilgrimage of ABACA commencing May 4th, 2026 through June 5th, 2026 under Article 6.12 of the BEA collective bargaining agreement.
Second, Mr. Medan.
Any debate on that? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 And Ms. Brooks Jennings?
Aye.
That passes. Thank you, Dr. Siano. Next up, we have discussion of possible action of creating an ad hoc committee regarding the lottery process. This was talked extensively in our policy committee. So is there a motion? What's your microphone? Microphone. Where's your microphone?
Second.
I move to create an ad hoc committee regarding the lottery process.
Second, Mr. Bennett.
Motion was made by, sorry, by Mr. Traber, seconded by Mr. Benjamin Grajales. Is there any questions on this one? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Ms. Brooks Jennings?
Aye.
Okay, I know, I have some ideas of who would like to be on that committee, but if, you want to shoot me an email, if you would like to be on that committee, I'll get that to you guys by the end of the week. That one passes, okay. Moving on, we have item C is, give me time to read it. It's 13 items. Possible action to suspend bylaw 9310 for the purpose of immediate implementation of the following bylaws. One, time, place notification for meetings as amended, which is 9321. Two, electronic participation, 9321.2. Three, public and executive sessions, 9322. Four, agenda construction as amended, 9323. Five, advanced delivery of materials as amended, 9324. Six, public participation at board meetings as amended, 9324.1. Seven, meeting conduct as amended, 9325. Eight, quorum and voting procedures as amended, 9325.1. Nine, orders of business as amended, 9325.2. 10, consent agenda, 9325.21. 11, parliamentary procedures as amended, 9325.3. 12, minutes as amended, 9326. And 13, electronic communications, board member use of internet/social media and social media etiquette, 9327, 9327.1, and appendix. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Mr. Medina, seconded by Mr. Sakalovic. Is there any debate on suspending the bylaw for immediate implementation? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Online, Mr.
Aye.
Daniel?
Aye.
Ms. Bergstein says aye.
Yep,
Mr. Daniel?
aye.
Okay. So now that's just suspending the bylaw. Now we actually have to take action on those same agenda items. So the next motion would be a motion, possible action of the immediate implementation of the following bylaws. I have to do the whole thing again, guys. Okay. Time, place, notification for meetings as amended, 9321. Electronic participation, 9321.2. Public and executive sessions, 9322. Agenda construction as amended, 9323. Advanced delivery of materials as amended, 9324. Public participation at board meetings as amended, 9324.1. Meeting conduct as amended, 9325. Quorum and voting procedures as amended, 9325.1. Order of business as amended, 9325.2. Consent agenda, 9325.21. Parliamentary procedures as amended, 9325.3. Minutes as amended, 9326. Lastly, electronic communications, board member use of internet, social networks, and social media etiquette, 9327, 9327.1, and appendix. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Mr. Traber,
Second.
second, Mr. Benahan Grajales. I'm gonna love when we get to number 10, consent agenda. But is there any further discussion on these items? Just so everybody's aware, these have been all amended for gender neutral terms as was discussed in policy committee. And so, Ms. Estremera Jimenez.
Yeah, I did have 3 edits for the board's consideration in policy 9321. Time, place, notification of meetings. Um, we did not get an opportunity to chat about turning on the cameras when we are, we're attending meetings remotely. That was my first edit. The second edit was to 93 to 4.1 public participation at board meetings. And we chatted about 1, 2, 3, the third paragraph, removing comments at special meetings must be related to the call of the meeting. And this was around folks who wanted to come and speak during public comment, they can do so without having public comment really
Let's do
talk
one,
freely.
Ms. Esterman, let's do one at a time. So
Okay.
that way, okay, so 9321. Your possible amendment would be what?
So in, we chose alternative version 1 for 93.1. And so after 1, 2, 3, the first line where it says Board of Education, board members strongly encourages board members to attend and participate at meetings of the board with the camera on. So it's just a reference to turn on the camera when participating virtually.
Any discussion on that? Mr. Shaver?
Um, Are we proposing, I want to be clear what we're saying here.
Mhm.
Um, Ms. Esther Mariman, you're proposing this be put in?
I'm sorry, Mr. Traber, can you
I'm
repeat?
confused about what you're proposing.
So basically when, like, for example, right now, I'm virtually attending the meeting. My camera should be on so that folks can see that I'm engaged in the conversation. So my proposal is if you're attending the meeting virtually, you need to turn on the camera.
No, you're proposing strongly encourages board members to attend and participate at meetings with the cameras turned on.
Correct.
It doesn't say you have to. Correct?
Well, we can change that to say must put the cameras on.
Is there any debate on that?
I,
Mr. Shaver?
yeah, I'm asking because I think strongly encourages isn't strong enough.
Mr. Medina?
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Traver. I think she's focusing more. I think we're gonna add. I think she's trying to add language, and you just correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Estremera. Um, because it says, though great importance is given to the physical presence of the board members at meeting, the attendance and participation of members by electronic devices is authorized whenever physical presence is not practical. And I think that's the section we should put the added wordage or added requirements that they would require. Because the one before, it's
Yep.
just saying, the one before, the line before, is just saying, okay, give me a second, sir. Thank you.
I didn't say anything.
I know, but
I'm
just shaking the head is kind of
I'm
like disrespectful.
Disagreeing, you're putting words in my mouth.
Guys,
I just want to
Miss-
make sure the first line is just saying that it's strongly recommended that we'd rather have them in person than online. And then the second line starts talking about if that's not the case, and I think that's where she should be adding that, if that's what she would like to do, in my opinion.
Ms. Estremera, do you see that?
Yes, I do. And actually, I do agree with Mr. Medina where it's actually, it makes more sense to put it after it's not practical, add its own sentence and say board members attending virtually shall turn on their cameras.
Danielle, are you getting this? Are you getting it?
I'm
Okay.
sorry, point of information,
Sorry.
nobody should be getting anything, because
Just
first of all,
writing
there's
the
not
language
a
down.
proper motion on the
No,
floor.
no, I'm just asking her to
Second,
write the
I'm waiting
language
for my
down. That way
appointment
when we
till
do
second.
the,
Let's see, second.
until we get the vote, I just want her to write down what you said. That way we have it. Mr. Sakalovic. Mic on.
Well, since board members are allowed to participate by telephone, and some telephones do not have a camera, I don't think we should put a must on that, because if we put a must on there, what happens when somebody keeps it off? We can say you're not allowed to vote, you're not allowed to participate. What if you're in a car accident and your face is all tore up?
Oh.
Do you want that on camera? Do you want the people to see that? What if you get in a situation where you can't be in a place that's proper to have on camera? That would be offensive to some people, maybe somewhere. Say you're outside somewhere in what somebody would deem a rough neighborhood, and there's people in the background with crazy stuff going on. And you don't want that on camera. You want to be able to use your discretion to keep those things off camera. We've got board members here who have actually been in the hospital and testified and
Yeah.
participated in board meetings. Will they not be allowed to join? Will they not be allowed to vote? Will they be restricted? And I'm not even sure we could do that under the law, because the board members have the absolute right to participate electronically. It's by electronic means, not electronic means with a video camera. I don't think we could put any more restrictions on ourselves than it's already there, when the board members have an absolute right to attend under the law electronically. Doesn't say electronically only on a computer. It's electronically. Electronically could be your phone. But I don't think we would be in legal compliance with the law if we try to cut off anybody who does not have their camera on. But that being said, I strongly encourage everybody. I don't mind the strongly encouraged language, because everybody should be strongly encouraged not only to keep their camera on, but to have their butts in their seat up here for every single meeting, so that we can look at the people, especially coming now. We need to see the faces of these people whose lives we're going to be affecting with the upcoming budget cuts. We shouldn't be hiding behind a screen unless it's absolutely necessary. Thank you.
Anybody else want to discuss that? There's no motion yet, so, Mr. Traber.
Yeah, I understand the extraordinary examples that Mr. Sakalovic just gave, and I could counter that with some rather extraordinary examples of people who have other people with them that we'd rather like to know who else is participating in the discussion that we're having as we continue to do this. And we have had examples in the past of other people participating in discussions. So I'd sort of like to know who I'm having the discussion with when I'm voting. So yes, I'd like to know. And I can't imagine that that's outweighed by the gross examples given by Mr. Skolovit. The right of us to know who we're talking to. So yes, I think that having the camera on outweighs the rare instance in which somebody is in extremis. And we would rather not see it. So, yes, I think that they should have the camera on. And if they're incapable of having the camera on, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And we can allow that to happen. But these days with AI, we don't even know if we're talking to the person all the time. So I'd rather see the camera confirmation too. Mr. Sakalovic has become a bit of an expert with AI. We may not even be talking to the right person. So the more confirmation we have that we're talking to the right person, the better. So I would say that we should see it, the person that we're talking to, and it should be in the bylaws.
Mr. Banahan, before you go, Mr. Daniels, do you also have your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak
Okay,
briefly.
hold on.
Can
Just
you
a
hear
second,
me?
I'm gonna have Mr. Banahan go and then you go.
That's fine, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Banahan, go.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is my opinion. If you're driving and you got cameras on, you're not responsible. That's the first thing I can say, because in less than 1 second, you look the camera, you don't know what's going on in front of you or back and left or right. If obviously you need to be responsible, you can say, I cannot turn on the camera because I'm driving. If you home or you wherever you are, you have to know you have a board education meeting. We are responsible to come to the board education meeting personal. If we cannot do it, if we cannot come or any situation, I feel we have to respect what the situation and in board members. Because I have the experience, and everybody, Joe Sokoloff know, some people that know, I was in the hospital. We have board education meeting, and I had this tablet with me, to let them know I was in the hospital, and because I was responsible, I was a place I can open the camera. But sometimes we got places we cannot open the camera. If you have a crazy, like Mr. Sokoloff say, a place that don't look good, you're responsible to see where you're going to be open your camera. You are a person, elected official, you're not going to do something crazy that you're not doing the correct way to come to the meeting or be in a meeting. So yes, you can open the camera, but at the same time, you have to be careful where you're going to open the camera. But the most important thing, you are responsible. I believe you are very educated to open the camera where it's going to be, so the people that can see where you are. Of course, we would love to have all the board members be present, but it just depends on the situation, what's going on with the board member. Thank you.
Mr. Daniels?
Thank you. I'm not sure if I heard correctly before I do make my comment. So is the recommendation adding the word must? Am I hearing that correctly?
Ms. Eshamere, can you repeat your recommendation?
It was board members shall turn on their cameras if attending virtually.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure. I thought I heard the word must and I wanted to speak to that. I'm fine, thank you.
Mr. Sokoloff?
How's the word must is in there?
Microphone.
Is it in there? I thought I heard that being talked about. If I'm mistaken, forgive me.
It's not right now, but
It's seeking to be included through an amendment.
yeah, there's no amendment yet for it.
Okay, so if that's the case, if I can, then that's the issue. I think most certainly our bylaws, they do set expectations, but I have concerns about the word must. What does that mean? It can imply consequences that, do we actually have the authority to enforce? So that word must is the word that, if I'm correctly being considered, I think we'll love to have a legal review of having that word in bylaws.
Mr. Sokoloff?
Yeah, and I'd like to pull from the Connecticut Genetics side, the hyperbole.
Say it again.
The hyperbole that I just put. Yeah, maybe not matter, maybe not be impactful, but 100%, we must follow law. We shall follow the law within our bylaws. We cannot have bylaws that are contrary to law. And here's straight from the Connecticut General Assembly. Could go to another expert, the legal, reach out to the legal. Any public agency other that conducts a meeting shall include a notice whether the meeting will be conducted solely or part by means of electronic equipment, not Teams, not YouTube, not laptops. Electronic equipment, which includes telephones. That's ad lib right there. Electronic equipment, any vote taken in which a member participates by means of electronic commitment shall be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. Meeting shall reflect the members. Members should make attempts to identify themselves, which would not be in the statute if their face was on the screen voting. So the intent of the thing is to have the ability for any board member or any person in any other legislative body that meets except for the Connecticut General Assembly, the ability to participate remotely. This right was imbued by state public act. I think it was 70, I can't remember, 70 something or whatever. But I suggest we follow Mr. Daniels' suggestion. If there's a strong preference to add this into the bylaws, that we get a legal review so we don't restrict the rights of the public, not of the public who voted for the members in the seats who may not be able to participate, because the public put people in there. Public put us in there, so we should not be able to take away the public who voted for the people to sit in the seat who may not want their cameras on at those points in time, even though I disagree with keeping the camera off anyway.
There's been no motion to amend this. Is there a motion to amend it?
I'll do the motion. hold on, let me get the language. Motion to add to bylaw 9321 time place notification of meetings. Language stating that board members shall turn on their cameras if attending virtually.
Is there a second? Okay, any further debate? Um, Are you waiting? Go ahead. Thank you. Or do a roll call.
Can you tell me who seconded the motion? So I
Mr.
can,
Mr. Benahan.
okay, I just want to document it. Okay, roll call, Mr. Benahan Grajales.
He said yes. Yes, my
Okay.
microphone's on. She can't hear you guys.
Okay. Mr. Woodson,
No.
Ms. Perez,
No,
Mr. Sakalovic,
No.
he's a no.
Ms. Burks Jennings,
No.
Mr. Daniels.
No.
I vote yes, Mr. Traber. I can't hear.
Oh, he said yes.
Yes.
Mr. Medina, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. That one fails.
You had another one for number 6, you said? Oh, sorry, Mr.
Do you think we should work through the, I'm sorry.
Does anybody else
I think we should work through
the list?
the list one by one since it's gonna be some, we don't
Okay.
lose track of what we approved.
Okay. Yes.
She has other amendments that were told.
I
Yeah, no,
know.
but
That's-
different bylaws.
Anybody have anything for number 2? Number 3? Public and executive sessions. Number 4, agenda construction as amended. 5, advanced delivery of materials as amended. All right, 6, public participation at board meetings as amended. I know Ms.
Oh,
Esterman
I'm
has-
sorry. I'm sorry. I was not quick on my
You had it for number 6, right?
for agenda construction meeting materials 9323. Oh, no. No. I'm sorry.
I think
I'm sorry.
you said 9324.1, you said earlier.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I'm
that's where we
sorry.
are now. Yeah, we're on that one.
So this one was 1, 2, 3, third paragraph. Striking out the second sentence. So the sentence is comments at special meetings must be related to the call of the meeting. The example I used during the committee meeting was that we had a grandfather wanting to talk about his special ed grandson, but they weren't able to come in. He said, well, I'll attend the next board meeting to talk through his concerns, and he never came back. So for those reasons, I want to give our public, our parents and guardians the opportunity to speak about anything that is troublesome. It's almost like meeting them where they're at. If there's an issue that's a problem for them that we can help resolve, just hearing them out. So that's why I want that sentence, or I'm proposing that that sentence gets struck out.
Second?
I don't know if she made a motion though. Did you make a motion?
No, I can
Oh.
do that now. So motion to amend bylaw 9324.1, public participation at board meetings, to strike out the sentence that reads, comments at special meetings must be related to the call of the meeting.
Motion was made by Ms. Esther Jimenez.
That wouldn't do it, Ms. Jimenez.
Okay.
May I, May I take a shot at?
Sure.
Yeah, I withdraw my motion.
Comments at special meetings do not need to be related to the call of the meeting.
Second.
Or actually, let's try it a different way. Hold on one second.
Withdraw it.
Comments and
Withdraw it.
questions.
Withdraw it.
I withdraw that, and let me try again. Comments and questions at regular meetings may deal with any topic. I would amend this to say, this paragraph to say,
Pause. Ms. Estimator, can you withdraw your second?
Oh, I withdraw my second.
Go ahead, Mr. Traber.
comments and questions at regular meetings and special meetings may deal with any topic related to the board's conduct of the schools. Period, and delete the second sentence.
Second.
Making a motion. You have the floor.
I made that motion.
You have the floor. Do you have any debate?
No.
All right, I believe I'll allow other people to speak to this, but I believe the rationale is that special meetings, that this is a FOIA issue. I believe that's what we discussed in policy committee. Because special meetings are specially noticed 24 hours in advance. And so I can't recall the discussion that night, but we did discuss about FOIA. But if anybody else wants to debate this, you have the floor. Anybody? Mr. Sakalovic?
Yeah, I did bring up initial concerns about it, but I really don't see any further reflection. I really don't see any issue. But as long as it's not us speaking on it, it shouldn't be a FOIA violation because the public speaking. But yeah, but initially it was brought because it was being abused. There was no public comment allowed at special meetings. It was abused in the past. So I was just bringing that up. But yeah, any opportunity we get to hear from the public is probably best. But I don't think this one will run in contrary to FOIA. And I think what was the amendment, please? Again, could somebody repeat that?
Mr. Trevor?
The motion was comments and questions at a regular meeting and special meetings may deal with any topic related to the board's conduct of the schools. Period. Delete the second sentence.
Got it. Thank you. I'm good.
All right, seeing no further debate on that. Mr. Sakalovic?
No, I'm good.
Going to vote, take the vote. Let's do a roll call vote, so we have folks online too. Mr.
Sure.
Jimenez?
Mr. Benahan Grajales,
Yes.
Mr. Woodson. I couldn't hear him.
Sorry about that. No.
Okay. Ms. Perez,
I'm gonna go with no on this one.
Mr. Sakalovic,
I'm gonna go with yes.
Ms. Burks Jennings,
No.
Mr. Daniels.
No.
I vote yes. Mr. Traber,
Yes.
Mr. Medina.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Oh, Mr. Benahan.
He voted yes, didn't he?
No, he
passed.
passed.
But I'm gonna
Oh,
vote
I'm
yes.
sorry.
But I'm
Oh.
gonna vote yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries.
Do you have that? Mr. Traber, one more time. Say it again.
Comments and questions at a regular meeting and at a special meeting may deal with any topic related to the board's conduct of the schools. Yep.
Thank you. All right, number 7, meeting conduct as amended. 8, quorum and voting procedures as amended.
I haven't on this
Go ahead.
one.
Go ahead.
It's super minor. Number 7, is not gender neutral, so change his, her to there. And that's all the changes I have.
Which one?
Okay. We don't necessarily need to make a motion on that because
Oh.
we're gonna go back and oh, actually, we voted on that in committee.
Right.
We have to vote on that in person
It
too.
should be coming to us, so we should amend it.
Okay,
So we're changing number 7.3 to explain their vote.
yeah.
So now I'll make the motion. Motion to amend item number 7, striking his, her, and replacing with their.
Second,
We have to do roll call.
we don't need to roll call.
We have, because we have people online. We have to take the vote that way. Ms. Esther Jimenez.
Yep.
Just, roll call that for us.
Sure. Mr. Benahan Grajales.
Pass.
Okay. Mr. Woodson.
Yes.
Ms. Perez.
Yes.
Mr. Sokolovic.
Yes.
Ms. Burks Jennings.
Yes.
Mr. Daniels.
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Traber.
Yes.
Mr. Medina.
Yes.
Mr. Benahan Grajales.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Motion
And-
carries.
Then order of business. Consent agenda. Parliamentary procedures as amended. Minutes as amended. Electronic communication for board member use of internet, social networks, and social media etiquette. Seeing none, any further debate on these? You have one? Oh, okay. We do have to make a roll call for this, but the motion was made by someone earlier. Mr.
Those two, I think.
Mr. Sokolovic and Mr. Benahan, I believe. The motion has been made already. Can we roll call that as amended?
Do we want to go through each bylaw?
No, because we voted, it's just item D. As amended,
C,
item D,
D or C?
we're on D.
Have we passed C?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Let me get the list. Okay. Mr. Benahan Grajales.
Yes.
Mr. Woodson.
Yes.
Ms. Perez.
Yes.
Mr. Sokolovic.
Yes.
Ms. Burks Jennings.
Yes.
Mr. Daniels.
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Traber.
yes.
Mr. Medina.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries.
All right. That's it. And their motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Moved by Mr.
Second.
Benahan, seconded by Mr. Medina. Any debate? Just joking. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, we're adjourning at
Thank you. Good
7:48.
night.
Mark that in your record book, guys.
You better
7:48.
say it. Woo. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.